The sea was calm that night, too calm. Sailors whispered about the strange glow on the horizon, a faint red shimmer dancing across the water. Elara, a cartographer's apprentice, leaned over the edge of the vessel, her eyes fixed on the distant silhouette forming under the crimson moonlight. Legends had always spoken of it, the Island of Shadows, a cursed place that emerged only when the blood moon rose, painting the world in scarlet. No map had ever captured its shape, for once the moonlight faded, so too did the island vanish into mist. Elara's master warned her not to look too long, but curiosity burned in her heart. Stories claimed treasures lay hidden there, guarded by shadows that moved like living things. Others said it was no island at all, but a gateway between the worlds of the living and the dead. As the ship drew closer, the waters grew unnaturally cold. The island itself seemed carved of obsidian, its cliffs jagged like teeth. Strange whispers rode the wind, speaking in tongues Elara had never known, yet somehow understood, turn back or be claimed. But she could not. She felt pulled by an unseen force. The sailors refused to dock, terrified of the cursed land. So Elara took a rowboat alone. The oars sliced through black water that reflected nothing, not even the blood moon above. When she stepped onto the island's sand, it was not sand at all, but ash. Shadows clung to her feet like smoke, moving with her, binding her to the land. Strange ruins rose in the center, their walls covered in markings older than time itself. A stone archway stood at the heart, and through it she glimpsed not darkness, but countless flickering lights, like souls trapped between worlds. The whispers grew louder, more desperate, and then she saw them. Figures made of shifting shadow, faceless and silent, reaching out with hands like smoke. They did not attack, but beckoned her toward the arch. Her heart raced. Was this what the legends meant? A doorway for the lost, a place where the blood moon revealed the border of life and death? Elara felt the pull stronger now, almost irresistible. But then, she remembered the sailors' warnings, the fear in their eyes. To step through meant never returning. She turned and ran, the shadows wailing as if mourning her choice. She barely reached her rowboat before the island began to fade, dissolving into mist under the retreating blood moon. By dawn, nothing remained but the calm sea. Yet Elara carried with her a mark on her wrist, burned in the shape of the archway, a reminder that the Island of Shadows was real, and that when the blood moon rose again, its call would return. The mark on Elara's wrist pulsed every night after her escape, glowing faintly like embers beneath her skin. No matter how tightly she wrapped it, she could feel its heartbeat echoing through her veins. The sailors who had seen her return whispered behind her back, avoiding her gaze, as if they believed the island had left a piece of itself inside her. Days passed, then weeks. The sea called to her in dreams, and each dream carried her back to the ashen shore. She would see the archway again, black and eternal, standing amid ruins that pulsed with the light of trapped souls. She always woke before stepping through, but the whispers followed her into waking life. In the quietest moments, she could hear them calling her name. Elara tried to bury herself in her maps, drawing coastlines, mountains, and rivers, but the ink betrayed her. No matter what she tried to sketch, her hand would twist, and the shape of the island would appear on the parchment. Not once, not twice, always. The jagged cliffs, the broken pillars, the dark arch that burned itself into her memory. It returned again and again. Marin grew afraid of her. He watched her with pity and dread, warning her that some knowledge was never meant for mortal hands. He confessed that he too had once seen the island as a young man, but unlike her, he had not set foot upon its cursed soil. "It is not an island," he told her in a trembling voice. "It is a threshold, a doorway for the dead to cross. Those who touch it are bound. One day, when the moon bleeds again, it will call you back. And next time, Elara, you may not return." Despite his warnings, she could not let go. The memory of the shadows haunted her, their faceless forms, their silent pleas. They were not monsters. They were prisoners. Souls caught in a place between life and death, reaching for someone who could hear them. And she had heard them. One night, unable to resist the pull any longer, Elara left her village and returned to the shore. The sky was clear, the moon full, and no silver now. She felt it stir in her blood. the promise of its next transformation. She stared across the black water, her mark burning against her skin, and she whispered into the wind, "I will come back for you." The waves did not answer, but the shadows within her dreams grew louder that night. Somewhere in the unseen world, the Island of Shadows waited. Thank you for joining me on this mysterious journey into the Island of Shadows, where legends live and vanish with the blood moon. Until next time, stay curious and beware the whispers in the dark.